Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new Slay and Shade. Today's Slay and Shade is a request that I received via DM from Maria. I did forget to ask her if I could use her Twitter name, and so I'm just going to use her real name just in case. This one is going to be about ERIKA COSTELL, and I don't ever really talk about like Team 10 people or, you know, people that aren't sort of sometimes involved in the beauty community in some way. But I thought this one would be really interesting because I don't think I've ever even shared a tiny bit of an opinion on her before. I just got this shirt off Amazon. It's like this cold shoulder top. I'm testing it out today. I have an interview later and I think it's a little big. I'm not sure. I'm kind of like, I'm not really into it. But anyway, I'm also going to be using the Norvina palette. And I'm gonna go into, I think, like this shade here, because I don't think I've used this a lot. I'm gonna try to take it like all over the lid with maybe like a little pinky peachy like kind of thing. And so far, I ended up going in with a different foundation and concealer today. I went in with ColourPop, the No Filter foundation and the No Filter concealer. Huge fan of this concealer. I love this concealer as much as I loved like Tarte Shape Tape and the Maybelline Age Rewind. This is the first time I'm wearing this foundation when I don't hate it. I used that new whatchamacallit, kangaroo sponge with it, and I'm not hating it. I think that it applied a lot better. Maybe I put on too much before. I'm not really sure, but I'm kind of digging it. It was like super, super matte, really, and so I only powdered like where I put my concealer because I didn't want to get like too crazy. And I did tight line with the Maybelline Skinny Precise. You know, it is so hard to find this eyeliner. I had to actually go on Amazon and get this. Or no, wait. Yeah, I think it was Amazon or maybe like a drugstore website. I can't remember. But yeah, so this is so good for tight lining. I really like this. And yeah, so we're just going to get right into it. I'm going to put some powder on. I'm going in with the RCMA powder. And all right, so if you don't know who ERIKA COSTELL is, she is a YouTuber. She was Jake Paul's girlfriend. She kind of like vlogs and she makes like really bad music. And she has about, I think, 4.5 million followers. So she's like beloved. So I'm sorry if you are a Costeller. I think that's what she calls her fans. It's like, how like into yourself are you to like have your name represent like your followers? I don't know. That's just kind of goofy to me for anybody, not just her. So I don't know why somebody wanted me to talk about her, but I will share my opinions on anybody, really. So I kind of did not like her from the get, especially when that whole thing happened with Jake Paul's assistant, and all of a sudden ERIKA was like coming out with these like domestic violence like PSA things, and she's on the news talking about it when they knew that it was bullshit. I don't believe for 1 second that they believed the assistant. I think that they were kind of all in on it. That's just my opinion. Or it could have been that they believed the assistant, you know, and she was like lying. She said that FaZe Banks had like hit her in like the throat or something, you know, with like his arm and stuff. It just didn't make any sense. And I don't even know what happened to that. Like, I think that he was talking about like suing them, you know, because he was like, oh no, you guys fucked up. So, and then it just kind of went away. Like most things do when it comes to like Team 10 stuff. They get away with everything, you know? And so she comes off pretty entitled. And I didn't like her from that. I didn't like, you know, talking shit on Twitter and stuff, you know. She just seemed a little problematic to me. But I'm not a fan of, like, Team 10 stuff, so I don't... I mean, I did recently watch a lot of her videos just to try to understand, like, what is going on here. And I think I know why people like her so much. But at that point, after all of that stuff with like the assistant and everything, I was with Keemstar calling her like a snake bitch. I'm sorry. I was like, okay, I just don't dig her, you know? She just seems like really phony, really fake, whatever. So during the Shane Dawson, very long, way too drawn out docu-series on Jake Paul, I actually kind of liked her in that. I thought that she seemed pretty genuine. It seemed like, you know, she really did love Jake and want the best for him. And she seemed a little more down to earth, I think, than I thought that she was. And I really didn't think about her all that much after until all this stuff recently happened with her and Jake Paul's breakup. And that's more of like a Jake Paul thing because he's a young, rich, entitled piece of shit and he just wants pussy. You know what I mean? I'm sorry. So that sucks that she got treated that way because any one of us that's been cheated on before, we know how badly that hurts. So that's not like a her type of thing. I'm trying to find a little brush for, maybe I could like use this little shader brush. Anyway, so I actually kind of felt like really bad for her, you know, because she seemed like she was really like ride or die for Jake, you know, and who knows what goes on behind closed doors. And everybody always speculated that it was phony. And they said, you know, it kind of was at first, but then they fell in love with each other. Maybe she was like good for him, but I don't think that he cares enough about other people to really let somebody in to like change him. You know what I mean? And she had released this song because she does music. And let me tell you, it is so awful, this music, okay? I'm not saying that because I am more of a death metal fan. I can listen to a piece of music and be like, oh, this is pretty good for like a pop song, or this is kind of catchy, you know? But it's awful, just like the worst YouTube music ever. And she came out with this song called, Not Her, where she was essentially saying like, hey, like, I know that this girl hurt you, but I'm not like that. And like, you should trust me and all this kind of stuff. And it was put out there as maybe it was a dig at Alyssa Violet, you know. Those two used to be friends. They are not. Maybe they'll like reconcile now that she's like, oh, now I know what Jake did to you. And, you know, maybe we can be friends again or something. And then they'll come out with like a collab music video and everybody will like freak out. And it'll be the worst and best thing to ever happen to YouTube. So speaking of her music, I think she's super delusional that she is like a music artist. She came out with this song called Karma, which she did a whole documentary about a song that sounds like it took all of 5 minutes to write. And it was written by like a 13-year-old that like, you know, just lost her best friend, or like her best friend was talking shit on her. You know what I mean? Like the lyrics are so young, so juvenile, just so awful. Like I cannot believe that people listen to this stuff or like this stuff, you know? And when you watch the documentary, which I watched it in full, by the way, then you see that, you know, she's just not hanging out making a song on a laptop. Like, she has a crew. She has a director for, like, the video. She has, like, this $1 million+ like, studio to work with. And the beats are just lame as shit. And they're just so terrible. And even with all of the help that they're giving her vocals, she still doesn't sound good. So I just don't get it. And before the Costellers say that I'm jealous of her and I wish I was like her and all that kind of stuff, I don't. So I actually have a better singing voice than that. I'm just saying. So anyway, so I watched the documentary and I'm like, why does this exist? Like, why is this a thing? It's just a song. Like, one song you're gonna, you know, do a documentary on, like you're fucking like Pink Floyd or something. No. So So I thought that that was actually like really funny that she did that. And the song is called Karma, and it's basically about like her ex-friends and how she got like treated like crap, like we all do in life, you know, it happens. And like I said, it's very juvenile, and the whole video was like sponsored by the company Dope. So she even had like essentially like this product placement crap in a music video, which is crazy. And everything that she does is pretty much sponsored. Like she had a nighttime like skincare routine, which she fumbled her way through pretty badly. And then it was all about like Beauty Lounge, or I think that's the name of the brand, and was essentially just like an ad for them, you know. But she doesn't disclose that. These people that have these younger fans, they usually don't. Like they get away with not disclosing sponsorships all of the time. And it's pretty sickening because kids and young women, you know, and like their early teens or whatever, are the ones that are gonna, you know, want to buy this stuff, want their parents to buy it for them. And especially if it's a young girl that looks up to her. Listen, I totally get it. First of all, she's absolutely gorgeous, drop dead gorgeous. She has an amazing figure. I think that in the modeling type aspect, she is pretty great. Aside from that, I don't feel like she really has a personality. And I don't feel like she really has any talent other than that, you know? That's just my opinion about her talent-wise. But I figured out that everybody likes her because of that, because she's hot. In every video that she does, she's always at least showing her stomach. Most of them she's showing her butt. She's in thongs, you know. And the thing is that if that were any other creator that wasn't bringing YouTube in money, then their shit would be like demonetized or taken down. And that's what sucks about YouTube, because that's like all they really care about. The people that are bringing them in the money, you know? And I'm kind of worried about what may happen with this whole Article 13 situation. Essentially, people, like companies can go after YouTube and not just you if you were to upload something that was copyrighted. And the thing is even though there's fair use, there's so much content like uploaded to YouTube that if you can't verify that everything in that video is 100% yours, like they're kind of blocking videos, creators. I mean, it's like say goodbye to every amazing commentary channel, you know? And that's really scary. I do not want that to happen, although it wouldn't really affect me because I don't edit my videos, or I mean, add anything in. I'm going to do that. It's just that I kind of want it to be sort of like more of a commentary channel with like going through videos with you guys and like dissecting them and stuff. But I don't know that I have like that much time to do that. And now if things start to get really shady on YouTube, it's like, oh, well then why even bother, you know? But I could still edit and add in little funny things or make these videos less, you know, drawn out, make them shorter. I know, I will still work on that. I'm going in with the Benefit roller lash. I'm almost out of this. I do like it. Ow. Except when I poke myself in the eyeball with it. So even though she has this like amazing crew and studio and a director and all of these like people like writing this song for her, it sounds awful. It's like just like drums and like a beat, and it's just the worst thing ever. And I think that like the ratio of like likes to dislikes are like pretty like close, which is nice that like some people also are like, hey, this like really sucks. Okay, I don't know if this lighting is really like capturing how pretty this actually looks in person. But I love it. I love this shade. I love it. I'll have to take a picture of it, but here it is, as close as I can get. So I'm gonna drag some of this volatile shade at the bottom. This is what I used in the inner corner. So anyway, so I don't hate ERIKA. I don't, you know, I don't hate really anybody except for Jamie Josta from Hatebreed, and that's a whole fucking long story. But I don't hate anybody. I just feel like, she just doesn't really have a lot of talent, and like, her content is so sexually like motivated that, I mean, I'm surprised that she can get away with it. But like I said, she gets away with it because she brings YouTube in a lot of money. And that's kind of sad. I mean, you figure her viewers are like kids, and there's young horny boys. So, you know, she of course makes sure that she's going to be wearing very little and show off her stuff. You know, and the thing is that, like, I'm okay with women, say, for instance, like, women that are on Twitch and they, like, stream and kind of nothing, and I'm like, well, whatever, you know, do you, girl, you know? But when you have, like, such a young audience like that, like, I don't know that it's, like, super appropriate, or, like, why, nobody cares or ever like really mentions it, you know. I think I'm gonna go in with this Becca Parisian Lights. Ugh, if I can open it. I'm gonna go in with this one. It's like a little pinky kind of color. I just feel like it's kind of inappropriate when you know how freaking young like your fans are. And it's just like, that's the only way that people would watch her. Like, take her, think about like maybe a heavyset woman. Somebody that isn't as cute as she is. Somebody that, you know, may not be like as attractive. And then add that voice and add her content. Nobody would be watching her. I'm sorry. Nobody. That's the thing. So, I mean, yeah, she can get away with it because of that. And, you know, that's, you know, a lot of YouTubers are like that, especially women. Like I said, I'm not trying to like body shame her or put her down in that way because, like I said, I think she's absolutely gorgeous. I just don't feel like she has anything to offer. And there's so many YouTubers that are like that. I mean, she's just half naked, making really bad music, trying to be relatable to young women. And I get it, but it's like, she's just making a whole lot of money off you guys, and she's not even disclosing some of the ways that she's doing that. You know what I mean? And that's where it kind of bothers me, because I'm like, when you're like trying to manipulate, or you are manipulating a young audience, you know? And like I said, if you took her looks away and had that same amount of talent, you would not have the viewers, you know? That's like a lot of the time when I see like really popular YouTubers and I'm like, I don't really understand this. It's mostly because they're just like super hot. You know, this is getting on my nerves, sorry. And there's a spot for it. There's a place for it. There's a place for everybody. I totally understand. I'm just saying that, you know, her content, like for instance, is behind the scenes of a Victoria's Secret fashion show. Knowing that, excuse me, knowing that your audience is very young. And I guess I wouldn't, and I'm not saying I blame kids, you know, oh yeah, your parents should be like keeping an eye on like what you're watching or whatever. What bothers me is that I'm going to go in with Soft Serve from Jeffree Star Cosmetics. What bothers me is that I don't want young women to grow up thinking that they have to look that way or they have to act that way to like make it, or to be a relevant human being, you know? Because looks go away pretty quickly. And I just feel like sad when I see all these young women look up to somebody that offers such little as far as being sort of like a role model. Not saying she signed up to be one, but she is one, to lots of little girls. I just hope that they would understand someday that you don't need to be like that to make it. You know what I mean? Like, you should have bigger aspirations than that, sort of a thing. As a model, like I said, I think that she's fantastic. Creator-wise, I'm not into her content. I don't really get it. I get it, but it's just not for me, you know? And I think that she really played on the emotions of women that have actually been through domestic violence when that whole situation happened to the assistant. And I don't like that. It's very manipulative. She's very calculating. And all she's doing, you know, she's hot, she's rich, she's young, that's cool. You're 26 years old, you can't write a song with, like, bigger words at least. Like, it's so weird, you know? I don't get it, you know? And even, like I said, with all of her, she even has, like, a lyric video for that Not Her song. It's like the same lyric over and over again. Like, who cares? You know what I mean? And that's the thing. Like, if she would put out these music videos and that would be it, like, you know, okay, she's just doing this for, like, the money and stuff. You know, she has management that's pushing her out there. The fact that she makes, like, the behind the scenes of this music video and, oh, this is the lyric video. She takes herself seriously. Like, I think she's a little delusional. I don't know, you know? I'm just sort of baffled by the whole thing. So, no, I do not hate her. It's just, she's not for me. And I mean, I don't find her to have very much talent, you know, and not disclosing ads and having videos that are a complete ad, and kids don't know that, and making it out to seem like you have to look like her to be, you know, acceptable or something. You know what I mean? Like, I used to look like her whenever I was her age. I had that booty and everything. It goes away sometimes. Life happens. But it's just those unrealistic expectations. And I think that it can kind of be a little bit harmful. It's just, you know, to manipulate kids and, you know, to tug on heartstrings when it's convenient for her. I don't care for her, but I don't hate her. Like I said, I only hate Jamie Josta. So, that's pretty much my feelings right there on ERIKA COSTELL. You guys let me know what you think below. Are you a fan? Do you agree or disagree with anything, you know, that I mentioned? And I'm going to have, I think another Slay and Shade this week. Tomorrow will likely be an all slay, no shade, because I found a couple of people. I'm not sure which one I'm going to do it on yet, but there are quite a few I've been like binge watching when I can before I go to work and everything. So, yeah, so this is it for this Slay and Shade, and this is the look. I swear it looks better in person. I'm going to take a picture of it and post it on Twitter. If you're a small creator, if you feel like following me on Twitter, I have a pinned post where you can leave me a link for your YouTube channel so you can be featured in a video for All Slay No Shade. And yeah, thanks for watching. Subscribe if you want to, and I will see you guys next video. Love and hugs. Bye.